Hey everyone, back again with another free-to-play update. Obviously, it's been a little bit, so let's just jump right in to see what I've been working on. Obviously, last time I talked to you guys, I had opened Solus, and Solus has really changed basically every area of my account. I'm now at the point where I'm, as you can tell, farming silver medals. So I'm going to be getting the accuracy to 4, and then I'll figure out what I'm going to get to 4 after that. Um, just I know that Solus is void, and he's probably now the defining feature of this account. But the rest of my damage still is accuracy. So, oh, thanks, Pixie, I appreciate it. So now the fact that I have Solus makes it interesting on what I want to upgrade. I still think I want to get accuracy to 4 because of Tayrell, Frozen Banshee, Kale, and Aethel. Aethel is going to be more important going forward, especially just bringing weaken into a couple of places. Just having weaken and defense down lets me push a little farther than I really should be able to because of that extra damage I can push out. So that's my great haul. Just quickly, clan boss. Again, I probably relatively soon will be giving a shot at Nightmare. Because again, I'm getting a little over 10 a key on Brutal, so just a little bit better gear, and I might be uh, able to be thinking about 4-keying Nightmare, so a little bit better gear, and then finishing Ascending these guys will probably be pretty good there. In terms of Arena, like I said, for Classic Arena, in Silver 2, so bouncing between Silver 1 and Silver 2 to farm those medals. Tag team, haven't done anything quite yet today. Basically, I'm able to find, even in Bronze 2, these defenses with only one champion in each fairly consistently, and then just hitting refresh, finding more. Able to get my stuff from there. Very soon, I'll be able to grab another Drexstar fragment. Speaking of the Drexstar fragments, I think I'm at 20. Yeah, I'm at 20 right now, so a fifth of the way there. Obviously, I only got to 40 on Kreela because I wasn't really trying for that. And then in terms of dungeons, I think I'm able to do 15 on all of the keeps, which isn't really a big deal. Obviously, still 15 on Minotaur. Solus let me get up to 12 in here. I've done 13, but it's not consistent in Spider because they end up going for one of my nukers rather than Mausoleum Mage. So Mausoleum Mage gets targeted in 12, which makes it very easy for me. So 13 is a little bit harder. Presumably, when I get some gear, I'll be able to push even further ahead. My hope is that within a month or so, I'll have the gear that I can be farming 16, because I do already have a champion in Mausoleum Mage that's going to be a good Spiderling tank. So just being able to tank the hits with Mausoleum Mage and having my defense down coming from a magic champion means that 12, 16, and 20 are the easier levels for me, which is a good thing, obviously, because if your account is already focused in such a way that Spider 20 is going to be relatively easier than any of the other affinities, that's going to be good in the long term for you. And then in terms of Dragon, I'm 100% on stage 17 still, so I farm that with my extra energy when I can. And then 18 being Force isn't as big of a deal, but it's still a little more difficult. So just more gear or even a champion upgrade over Harusvex would be the big thing there. Another thing that I'm starting to do is I'm starting to spend some time in the potion keeps. Not the arcane keep, as you can tell, nearly as much, but trying to spend some time in here so that whenever the next fusion event happens, I'm a little bit more prepared. Because I do think that is something important to keep in mind, and we should be kind of trying to be aware of, is just making sure that we're a little bit prepared in this regard so that our energy during that can be focused on the events that are happening then to try to get those champions and fuse them. So I know that Contra was available when I made this account, but I was nowhere in a good place to try to fuse her. But I think the next fusion that happens, I'll be in a much better spot. So I don't really want to look at this dot. It's day 85, but this little red dot here is 500 energy for me. So I'm going to be grabbing that after the champion training event starts, which is, as of time me making this, like 6 hours away, maybe. Yes, just under 7 hours. So that'll be tomorrow morning when I get up. I'll be doing a lot with that. But yeah, so now let's see what sort of things we get out of a 2 times ancient. I do, again, try to get my mystery shards to a somewhat aesthetically pleasing number. So I'm going to do 345. Both because it's an ascending sequence, but also it's divisible by 5. It's divisible by 3. It's just a very nice number. I like it a lot, and it's that one small superstition that I have. So let's see what we get out of these. I'm gonna open a couple singles, and then I'll open a couple 10 pulls and see what happens. All right. Nothing amazing to start, but to be fair, there's not a lot of rare champions that would be exciting. Apothecary is one of them. Looks so close to Apothecary. Was really, really, really hoping that was the case. Not quite here. Let's do a 10 pull to see what we have. But bit of a troll from Plarium there, but it is what it is. Again, we're getting a lot of food here, which is fine. I don't even know what Galcut does. That's a Royal Guard. That'll be useful at some point. Let's take a look at Galcut. Oh, he places bombs. Okay. Yeah, so Royal Guard is definitely a champion that is exciting to have. This is actually a pretty big deal for Fire Knight. Like just having a turn meter decrease and then just being able to get through the waves with this is a huge deal. And then obviously nuking Fire Knight. And then again, just another chance for decreased defense. Like it's not the most amazing Fire Knight champion, but there's a decent chance that it fits into that team, which is also good because just having Royal Guard is a good thing for Spider as well. So if I can get enough turn meter manipulation in my Spider team, Royal Guard will be a big deal. Definitely very nice. The best part about Royal Guard is you're mostly using for the A2, which means you would like to have it booked for the damage, but since it doesn't decrease the cooldown, it's still fine. So that is definitely a huge benefit for Royal Guard, is that you don't actually have to book him to make him work the way you need him to work. Having this would be nice, because again, this is having decreased speed and the decreased turn meter against Fire Knight is actually a very big deal. So having it come back up a turn faster and having a higher chance to land is a big deal. But if you're mostly just using it for like getting through the waves of Dragon and then nuking Dragon down, or using it in Spider, then Royal Guard is definitely not necessary to book. So that's definitely nice. In terms of the rares, nothing really jumps out at me. I believe I already had a marked, which she's a pretty reasonable champion, especially for Faction Wars. Just getting block debuffs and increased defense is a big deal. Like, those are important buffs to have. Decreased accuracy, less important. It's not the end of the world. I mean, it's fine. And then, the chance of this on an A1. But, like, you're mostly using her for this ability. And then I already have a Coffin Smasher, which is less important because I have Tayrell. So let's do another 10 times. But again, like, the fact that we got Royal Guard already means that this is pretty good, because Royal Guard is a champion that eventually I'll be leveling up. I don't know if I will be doing it right away. another Jingle Hunter, the first dupe. That's a Seeker. This is a pull. Husk is another HP percent nuker. So there's a lot to talk about here. So Jingle Hunter is a very, very strong champion in terms of using for a a speed aura. So like it's a bigger aura than you have from Haikatune, which is a big deal. Like having a better speed aura matters. Um, but then the decreased turn meter for when it crits, it's similar to having like a turn meter boost and increase or speed aura in the same champion. So it is a big deal. It kind of fills both roles in one champion, and he actually just does some damage, which is not the end of the world. So Jingle Hunter strong. I already had one, so it's not the biggest pull. Again, Seeker is a very very strong champion. Um, the best part about Seeker is he doesn't require a ton of books. Like there's 7 here and 2 here, so 9 total. But if you can just land the 2 on here, that's really what matters. Because getting 2 books on here, this actually becomes 100% uptime. Because it says that it's 2 cooldowns, or 2 turn, or 3 turn cooldown, but he takes an extra turn immediately. So it's a huge deal. It just lowers the cooldown on all of that. That's quite nice. And again, like having provoke, getting this up is nice if you can, but the books on his A2 are really what matters. But just like 30% turn meter increase is a pretty big deal. So having Seeker definitely, in fact, Seeker will probably go into whatever tag team arena comp Jingle Hunter's in. Because the only issue with Jingle Hunter is he does need both crit and accuracy to make this work, so it's a little bit more difficult. So you do kind of want to have a more consistent turn meter increase if you can. But he does damage, and he is attack based. So having him with Seeker is actually quite a big deal. Grimskin, if I remember right, yeah, Grimskin is more of in general, is kind of more of a faction war champion. So he can play some provokes. It's not like a huge thing. He brings decreased speed if you really need it, and then removing buffs is nice. So he's a fine champion. Like if you need someone for Ogre Tribe, but he's definitely not someone I'm going to be investing in. And then, like I said, Husk is kind of underrated. I use him in my main accounts, Faction Wars for Undead Hordes. Not that one. It's kind of like Royal Guard, based on max HP. So it's just another AoE HP based like nuker. So the only problem with Husk is he is Force, so you can't really use him on Spider 20. But the fact that he's Force means that he can help you with Spider 19, which is a big deal. And then again, it's 25, so he's got a 60% chance of placing a stun. You can get it up to 75 with masteries if you get the defensive mastery. It also means that you can't get extra crit damage if you go for that mastery, so it's kind of figuring out what you want to do. But yeah, so that's Husk. Let's just go ahead and open them. Let's just do it all 10 times. In general, like I said, I'm very, very happy with what I've opened. Got another epic. We've got Woad Painted, which we're going to have to take a look at because I have no idea what she does. Ooh! We got a Contra! Okay, so Contra does a lot. Contra is interesting. Yeah, who needs fusions? Exactly, right? So like we got Contra. There's another very, very important thing. Like we all kind of know what Contra does because she was a fusion recently. The big thing is everything on her is multi-hits. So her A1 hits twice. Her A2 is a triple hit. So she's already a reasonable champion for Fire Knight. Like she's in the Fire Knight team on my main, right? So she's a good champion. This is huge. Like an accuracy aura of 60 everywhere really, really helps in progression. Like that's kind of like when I see her, that's exactly what she's for. She is here to help you progress. And I am at the point where that is exactly what I'm looking for. So this is like the exact perfect champion to open. And then obviously like all of the stuff that goes on with her her passive when you get her ascended. Um, it's just she just does a lot. She does more than you kind of expect. She's definitely very very good in helping you progress. The other thing, the fact that she's a barbarian. Barbarians are already a very very strong faction wars team because War Maiden is farmable, High Katoon is free, and then eventually you get Sill of the Drakes. Yeah. Contra's also a very good spider tank for 20. Another thing, Contra does not need books. Um, like these are fine, but you're not really using her to put all of these debuffs down. Like it's nice. Yeah, she's definitely good in Fire Knight. Like she's going to be in my Fire Knight team. I know that for certain. So she'll be in my Fire Knight team, and she'll be in my Spider team most likely. Possible. It's actually it may be that Mausoleum Mage is better than Contra. We'll figure it out. Um, but again, like the multi hits, she's going to be in there. Any of the dungeons, just having this extra accuracy is huge. In fact, it is possible that I replace Haruspex with Contra in my Dragon team. I'm not sure it'll require me some thinking, but I already did know that Barbarians was kind of the faction I wanted to focus on in Faction Wars because I knew that I was going to be able to do reasonably well in it. So getting a Barbarian legendary is a huge deal. So that's Contra. I don't remember what Woad Painted even does. I mean, does anyone know, is Woad Painted one of the ones that got a buff? The only problem is she is single target here and just heals herself. Mike, in general, there's not a lot that you would really want to use this sort of kit. Yeah, she's definitely not good. No buff. Okay, yeah, she's definitely not good. It is what it is, right? Like, not every champion's going to be or can be good. But yeah, let's do the last 10 poll and see what happens. This was an amazing poll already. So no matter what happens here, everything was fantastic. Obviously, the hope would be getting rosin rares and more stuff like that. Julia, apothecary. Wow. Huh. Okay. Yeah. Um, huh. It's kind of interesting, but I think apothecary may be more important. Yeah, I know. Just level 4 new champions now. It is possible that apothecary is the most important champion in the short term that I just opened. Uh, let me remind myself what Juliana does. I see her reasonably often. Um, Single target HP burn and removing buffs. Then attacks single. She just single target? Why have I seen her then? I'm so confused. That's so weird. The oh huh. She was popular in Clan Boss. That might be why I've seen her in a few things. I'm not sure. Um, in any case, like I said, apothecary is now a huge deal. Like I said, definitely the weak link in my dragon team is Haruspex. The thing is, apothecary probably doesn't need to get to 6-star. Um, it doesn't hurt, right? Like Apothecary getting to 6-star isn't going to hurt me, and he's going to fit in basically all of my teams anyway. He's kind of like Contra in the fact that he's going to help me progress basically everywhere. So opening up Apothecary and Contra means that I'm not nearly as worried about Fire Knight as I was before. Because Contra and Apothecary will help me get through the waves. And then it'll just be having enough turn meter. So probably Contra, Apothecary, Tayrel. Probably going to need to use Fellhound for Reflect. And then someone else for turn meter. But I might not be able to run Fellhound and just need more turn meter. I'm not sure. We'll figure it out. It's not a priority, but I think it'll be something to look into in terms of what to level first. My gut, unfortunately, is suggesting that it might need to be Apothecary. What am I looking at? Fusions. Rosin Fusion. Okay, where am I at? I need Magus still. Slither Brute. I just need Magus and Slither Brute. So I'm 2 rares away from Rosin. So that's a big deal. Because what did I open up today? I know I got this one. Was it just this one? Was this the only one I opened today? I don't know. Oh, Eyeless, I think it was saying that Juliana is trash because of Frozen Banshee. But in any case, like I said, I wanted to open this for you guys on YouTube as well. So again, just looking at what I've opened today, Contra is again very strong. I did kind of want her during the fusion, so it's nice that I have opened her now. Seeker and Royal Guard are definitely champions that at some point I will be leveling up and using. I don't know right away if they're the champions, but I do know that I'll need to at some point. And then again, having Apothecary is a huge deal. Apothecary is going to definitely, I say definitely, most likely going to be a big deal in most of my teams. So outside, well, I don't want to even say most of my teams. Definitely in my dungeon teams. So that'll be nice. So thanks for everyone that watched this on YouTube. I am now on a slightly different schedule. I go ahead and stream from Sunday to Thursday, an hour early, so an hour before the dailies reset. And then I do that for Raid for 2.5 hours till 8:30, and that's when I start up Sudoku. So one less day of streaming, but for a longer time each day. So hopefully I will see you guys there, and that'll be at twitch.tv/cluelesseconomist. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you around.